Today we are talking about slabs. No, not those slabs. Yes, those ones, yes. Alright, there are different variations of slabs. But here's the basic idea. From knife edge, moving at medium to high speed, give full down elevator. The airplane will do a negative wall, but from a knife edge position. Some common variations are these 90-degree slabs, 180-degree slabs, or quick opposing slabs. Once you nail the basics, you can mix and match as your heart desires. Let's start with the fundamentals. From a stable knife edge at relatively high speed, simultaneously neutralize the rudder and push the elevator stick to full down deflection. Why neutralize the rudder? Well, if you apply full down elevator while holding the same rudder you were using during the knife edge, the plane will try to snap and the wings will move from the vertical. To avoid this, reduce the amount of rudder during the elevator push as much as possible. Once you bring the elevator back to neutral, you can reapply rudder to keep the plane in knife edge in the new orientation. Another critical factor is how vertical the wings are during the slab entry. Ideally, you want to start the slab with wings totally vertical. If the belly is pointing slightly towards the ground before the slab, the plane will end up pointing down quite a bit, and things can get scary pretty quickly. Pointing the belly slightly up can be okay, and sometimes even recommended if your plane tends to lose too much altitude during a long 90 or 180 degree slab. Belly slightly up is definitely the safest way to do the maneuver, but it's also a recipe to unintentionally gain altitude, which isn't a very good look, so don't go past a few degrees from the vertical. Now let's talk about the exit. The simplest way is to regain normal knife edge attitude, using throttle and rudder to keep the plane stable at a constant altitude. Take into account that after a deep slab, the airplane has almost no airspeed, so it will be very unstable and you will often see some tail wagging. I personally like to immediately start rolling right after exiting a slab. This hides any of those tail oscillations pretty well, and in my opinion, the combination of slab and fast rolls looks pretty nice. Another fun variation is to go from a knife edge slab into an inverted Harrier. This is a great way to transition from fast speed, high energy type flying to low and slow. If you are going all the way into a 180 degree slab or even a full 360 degree turn, also called vortex, it's likely that the nose of the plane will try to go up. To avoid this, you need to ensure your wings are very close to vertical and might even need to add some rudder towards the ground to fight this tendency. Immediately starting to roll at the end of the slab also will help to keep the nose from going up. In my experience, slabs are not super hard to learn if you start with the right speed and attitude and remember to neutralize the rudder during the maneuver, but they can be difficult to consistently execute with precision. Differences in airframes, elevator throws, and center of gravity can have a significant impact on how the plane behaves during the slabs, so you will have to experiment a bit to find the perfect entry speed, rudder inputs, and wing position. Until the next video, happy flying!